Lonnie, the theater lady.
Hi, Brian.
Hello, welcome back to BV, the old Burgh Vivant.
I'm happy to be here.
What are we talking about today?
Well,
over cocktails here.
I think I will have a little sip.
No, it's good. Spring is here. This is medicinal. It's good for the senses.
Oh, my throat feels better already.
Very good.
There we go.
I can't feel mine anymore, but please, begin.
I saw The Three Sisters.
All three of them.
All three of them. This was a show put on by the Carnegie Mellon School of Drama at the Philip Chosky Theater in the Purnell Center for the Arts, right on campus. First time I was there, the theater space is lovely inside.
Yes, it is very nice.
And this, of course, is the Chekhov play that first played in Moscow in 1901.
First time seeing it?
Yes, it was my first time seeing it.
Check it off your list. Huh? Really? You're so kind to laugh at that. You are so kind.
Well, that was so corny. I didn't want to embarrass you. I had to laugh.
No, I embarrassed myself, please.
But it was a visually beautiful, stunningly beautiful production. When I walked in and looked at that set, I just wanted to be there. It was set in an apartment or a house in England that was occupied by the three Russian sisters and their brother, who had no greater desire in the world than to get back to Moscow. That's all they wanted. They were in this provincial little town. They felt like it was beneath them. They were not happy there. And this was actually a comedy by Chekhov. Oh. Which I know, hard to believe, right? Dark comedy.
Well, a comedy by Chekhov might be a parlor drama.
He himself called it a comedy. But the first act had a lot of comedy in it, actually. There were some very funny lines. And Act 2, of course, was the complete opposite. All the darkness that can be a part of Chekhov's plays sneaked in and kind of promised to eliminate anything that was full of light or joy or happiness. But the characters were so well developed, and all of the characters gave vibrant performances. I'd like to start with, I have to peek because it was such a huge cast. The one sister, Irina, started out with this radiance about her and this lightness and this beauty, and she just glowed. And then as she got into the mundane, everyday life of work, which she thought would give her life meaning, she discovered it was no more satisfying than a life of being idle rich. So all the
Now, see, I don't know about that. I might take idle rich.
I'd like to try it, that's for sure. But all the radiance drained, and she even looked differently.
And she was played by?
Irina was played by Olivia Lemon. Her one sister, Masha, was played by Colleen Pulaski, and she was very, very unhappily married to a high school teacher, Cooligan, who was played by Austin Murray, and he was just a lovable kind of lummox guy, not real smart, but just very loyal and very true, and I think he really gained the audience's empathy. Especially because his wife had an affair.
Oh my.
With Vershinin, who was played by David Patterson. And I loved this character because he was this dashing officer on the one hand, but kind of a bumbler on the other. And these are all CMU students, but yet he played that believably as an older man, which I enjoyed. The other sister, Olga, was a teacher, and she was played by Kelsey Carthew, and she didn't appear to ever feel too much lightness. She was living the life of drudgery as a teacher. And their brother,
kind of like the Dorothy Zbornak of the group, huh?
Yeah, that's right. That's a good comparison. And Andre, the brother, was played by Ben Edelman, and he was supposed to be the scholarly, scientific kind of guy that just, his dreams were never reached. And he married Natasha, who was played by Catherine Dillon. And Natasha started out as this kind of likable character that was not as privileged in her life as the sisters were and the brother. And after they married, she turned into a really obnoxious tyrant.
So what can you tell me about the actual performances of these characters rather than how they're written in the script? How these actors and actresses did?
That's what I was telling you. They performed it as it was written. So each one of them was perfect in their role and portraying exactly what they were supposed to be. This was a show that will convert anybody to be a Chekhov fan, whether you are or not. And I think it's a must-see, especially for Chekhov fans. It was directed by Pamela Berlin, who is not a student. She's a very accomplished director. And she's directed all over the country, New York, Kennedy Center.
Oh, very good.
So her directing style was evident in how clearly all the characters were defined. I have to say, I think I liked Irina the best. Just because she seemed to always be holding out hope, and the others got a little more discouraged. Although I have to say, when Masha had to break up with her affair, this is more the acting than the sister. Her agony and despair was so palpable was so palpable that it brought tears to my eyes, and it made other people in the audience so uncomfortable. They even giggled a little bit, not because they thought it was funny, but the pain was so evident that that it made people kind of squirm in their seats.
It's always about Masha, 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 Masha. So, who's your favorite sister? Uncle Vanya.
And you felt like you were watching life happening on the stage. Not that you were really watching a play, that these were their lives and you were watching them.
Have you ever been to Maharaja?
No, I'd like to go though.
Really?
The translation was done by
I'm sure
Schmidt.
It did help that it was in English, yeah.
Yes, and he didn't, when he did it, he wanted it to be American English, not just English.
So it's like, yo, Masha,